Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Monday the 13th of December 2021. In today's Millwall news, we've got a variety of stories to come in today's video. We're just going to start off with this. It seems that now a lot of people are slagging off Gary Rowett on Saturday for a lot of reasons, but one of the things that they picked out was taking Jed Wallace off when we were trying to come back into the game after going 2-1 down against Burey United. Well, it seems he may have been injured, so this is from londonnewsonline.co.uk. A Millwall attacking talisman, Jed Wallace, set to undergo scan. Millwall attacker Jed Wallace is set to have a scan this weekend on a quad injury. The 27-year-old got his 6th assist of the season when he set up Tom Bradshaw in Saturday's 2-1 loss at Peterborough United. Lions manager Gary Rowett told the South London Press, "We've got a few knocks, the usual after game. Jed has got a tight quad, and that will be scanned. As to whether that is an injury or just soreness after the match, Sav has been struggling with a back injury, is going to be assessed throughout the week. There are 2 or 3 working through little niggles. It's pretty symptomatic of the championship anyway. We are a little bit lower on numbers after Lenny and Dan Ballard were pulled out for a considerable amount of time, but it's part of having a squad that the squad is starting to go down quickly. And I think we had about 7 training today at one point. We'll certainly be hoping for more numbers as the week goes on." Well, don't they give the players the day off anyway? I don't know, I'm not sure. But they only had 7 players training. That is weird. Okay, that's not good, is it? So that is not good at all. So Jed Wallace may be injured, and Saville may be injured as well. Happy Christmas. There you go. So let's move on. I wanted to move on from the whole Peterborough debacle anyway, but as is typical on a Monday, you just get little bits and pieces from that game at the weekend, so let's just go through it. 4 takeaways from Mill's 2-1 loss to Peterborough. Poor goals conceded, away form wobbling, and Bradshaw repays the faith, by Alex Grace. Millwall lost back-to-back away championship games for the first time this season after going down 2-1 at Peterborough United on Saturday afternoon. Tom Bradshaw gave the Lions a lead, finishing off a well-worked Lions counter-attack. Despite creating untold amounts of chances, it took until the 64th minute for Posh to draw level. Danny McNamara got the unfortunate final touch as he tried to shut down Johnson Clark-Harris. Clark-Harris proved to be the difference as he got the winner after some more poor Mill defending. Here are Alex Grace's 4 takeaways from the game. More poor goals conceded. It's the same old story in terms of how this season is unfolding for Millwall. They've been conceding some very poor goals, and these 2 were no different. The Lions have been on the back foot for much of the contest. The introduction of Clark-Harris gave them that final bit they needed to finally crack the code. The amount of territory that Mill conceded to a side that had not won for 6 matches and had not even scored in 5 of them was extremely disappointing. The warning signs were there for the 2,300 plus fans in the away end, and their worst fears became a reality. Everyone knew as soon as the equaliser came, they would get another. No defence, no matter how good they were at times, can sustain that level of pressure. Inconsistency strikes again. As much as conceding poor goals has been a story this season, so has inconsistency. You just never know which Mill is going to turn up. If you look at the side which turned up against Birmingham, free-flowing and attacking, then compare that to the side that turned up at London Road, then they could not be any more different. They looked scared to get a foothold in the game. Siriki Dembele is a very good player. Mills simply could not deal with him. The players panicked as soon as Dembele got close to the 18-yard box. He won foul after foul as the Lions defence in midfield just did not know how to deal with him. 5 bookings were picked up by Rowett's men, which is very unusual. 2 of those bookings were for fouls on Dembele. The inconsistent nature of Mill's performances is frustrating. Lions manager Gary Rowett described it as a tepid performance. The fans showed their frustration at the end of the game, and understandably so. Away day blues. When Gary Rowett arrived in SC16, he revitalised the club's away form. This season, it seems to have tailed off. The Lions have lost 4 of their 10 away games, and in all of them, they've been quite considerably second best. At Huddersfield, it was the same story. Constant waves of attacking and poor goal conceded right at the death. They let in 2 very poor goals at Hull, and Cardiff scored with 3 set pieces. These are mistakes that were not being made away from home in the past. Millwall were a very solid outfit that only did not concede many goals but did not concede many chances. It seems to have flipped. Home form was poor previously, but now is the away day blues that have seemed to set in. To get in and around those playoff places, that will need to change. Tom Bradshaw scores again. There were not many positives to take from this defeat, but one of them is another goal for Bradshaw. The Welshman has hit a purple patch for the Lions and is arguably playing his best football since he joined the club. He's now 3 goals in 3 games and 5 for the season after having so many frustrating periods in his time at the Den, and it's fantastic to see him doing well. He's now beaten his tally for the whole of last season. If you give him a regular run inside and some decent service, he will reward you. And we're seeing that at the moment. Indeed. So, yeah. Okay, let's move on. So Gary Rowett again on the game. Millwall boss on dipping away from as the mid-sider failed to hit their levels consistently. Gary Rowett admitted that Millwall were finding it hard to take their final step of closing the gap to the Championship playoff places. The Lions were beaten 2-1 at Peterborough on Saturday and missed the chance to get themselves closer to the top 6. Millwall faced Preston on Saturday before the packed festive schedule. We're the sort of team that we've always been in that position since I've come here. We managed to get ourselves into that position, and we should be given good credit for doing that, said Rowett. But to take that next step in this division is a real challenge. It's games like today that define whether you're going to get into those areas rather than games with volume over Christmas. I don't think it's any different. It's just performances in games when maybe we've got that little bit of an underdog mentality, because that's what we're all about. And then in games where perhaps we're expected to make the run in and turn up in that attacking sense, we've struggled. That's probably going to be the difference. Millwall's away record, which has been so strong under Rowett, has taken a hit this season with just 2 wins in the first 10 games away from the Den. We've lost 2 games now to Peterborough and Hull away from home, said the Lions boss. Our away form has gone from when we first came in to being fabulous. Our home form wasn't great. Our home form is now really, really good, and our away form has taken a little bit of a dip. A little bit of consistency for us is a crucial part. When we first came in, we were a very difficult team to break down. We were very difficult to score against. The emphasis on that hasn't changed. Our ability to do it at the moment has changed. We haven't quite played with those same levels for probably the last 2 or 3 months. And that's been disappointing. Tom Bradshaw has scored in 3 successive league games. It's hard to be positive, but that's something we worked on with the movement of the front 3, getting into those sorts of areas throughout. Our front 3 at times looked quite bright, but we just didn't give them enough ball. When we did, they showed that what they were capable of doing. To go 1-0 up away from home, it was a good start to the game. Bradders has scored another goal. He's in good form, but the rest of it was disappointing. You've got to perform better than that in any game. It's a championship. Any team can beat anyone. Peterborough showed a level that was as good as anything we played this season. At that point, you must go and match it, and we were nowhere near that level. So there you go. And again from Gary Rowett. So Darren Ferguson, I told you in Saturday's video, the match day video, that Darren Ferguson wasn't happy with the situation that led to the injury of their player, and he reckoned Danny McNamara should have got a red card. So what does the Gary counter to that? Well, let's find out. This is from LondonNewsOnline.co.uk as well. Mill manager Gary Rowett has responded to Peterborough boss Darren Ferguson's claim that Danny McNamara should have been sent off in Saturday's championship match. The Posh were 2-1 winners at the Western Home Stadium. And Ferguson described McNamara's tackle on Dan Butler as horrendous. It was a red card, absolutely blatant red card, added Ferguson at the weekend. The tackle was horrendous. But Lions boss Rowett defended McNamara. He told the South London press, "I've looked at it again and the left back takes a really poor touch, which then puts him in a 50-50 tackle scenario. Danny is genuinely going to tackle him. He clearly just catches him off the back of the tackle. He doesn't jump in over the top or miss the ball completely and try and do the lad. It's a genuine attempt to challenge a player." I know Butler was upset afterwards because he felt he had been intentionally hurt by Danny. It's impossible to say there is any malice or intent. Danny went in strongly and the lad just got to the ball before him. Danny certainly got a little bit of the ball in, but he's also caught the player. I heard it described as a horror tackle. I don't know if I could describe it as a horror tackle. I haven't slowed it down and studied it, but it looked like a 50-50, and their lad came out on the other side of it. I understand if Danny has caught him and they may feel it was a bit reckless, but it didn't look like it when I saw it. The referee didn't even give a foul, so I think he had a similar opinion as well. So there you go. So that rounds up the Peterborough game. Hopefully we can leave it all behind us now. So let's move on now to Loanwatch from this past weekend, which is where we look at how the Millwall players who are out on loan at lower league clubs have gotten on in their games this weekend. This is from news@den.co.uk, the original Loan Watchers. So what's happened? So in League 2, Alex Mitchell was on the losing side for just the second time in 18 games for Leyton Orient as they were defeated 2-1 by Crawley Town at Brisbane Road. Goals by George Frankham and Kwesi Appiah put the visitors 2-0 up. Kenny Jack's side got one back through goalkeeper Glenn Morris's own goal, but finished with 10 men after captain Darren Pratley was sent off in injury time for a second bookable offence. Mitchell played 74 minutes. Former Mill players Tony Craig and Jack Powell were in the Crawley side. Orient on 9th and travel to Tranmere Rovers next Saturday. Yeah, Mitchell went off after 74 minutes, so I hope he's okay. There's nothing wrong with him. I think it might have been tactical because I think they were losing and I think they brought on someone to play more attacking. I think that's what happened. Also in League 2, Isaac Alofi missed Sutton United's 2-2 draw away to Bradford City with a dead leg. Yeah, so he came off after 38 minutes 3 games ago. He hasn't been involved in the last 2 games, this one and the one before. So that's a long time for a dead leg, isn't it? Sutton are 6 and host Harrogate on Saturdays. That's 6 in the league. They are in the playoff places. In the League 2, their first ever league campaign, and they're up there in the playoff places. Nice. Good for them, eh? In National League, right back Dan Moss made his 20th appearance of the season as Adi Youssef scored the only goal in the 9th minute to give Yeovil a 1-0 win at home to Barnet. Yeovil move up to 9th, 4 points off the playoffs, ahead of their next league game away to Torquay United on Boxing Day. They are at home to Woking in the FA Trophy next Saturday. It was the 10th game of the season for Junior Tenzi at bottom club Dover Athletic, who lost 2-1 at second last Kings Lynn Town. Former Lion striker Alfie Pavey scored for Dover in between Josh Barrett's double. Now, I thought the last time I heard Alfie Pavey was at Maidstone United. Apparently he's on loan at Dover Athletics, so they're probably trying to I think it's virtually impossible for them to avoid relegation, but they seem to be trying and giving it a go. Dover have 4 draws and 15 defeats in 19 games. Yeah, they haven't won a game and are on -8 points. Dover host Bromley in the FA Trophy on Saturday, and their next league game is at home to Dagenham and Redbridge on Boxing Day. In National League South, defender Arthur Penny's Welling United lost 3-1 away to Dorking Wanderers. Tom Derry put the visitors a goal up before Neil McManus levelled 4 minutes later. Barry Fuller made it 2-1 in the 59th minute, and Alvie Rutherford added a third in the first minute of injury time. Welling dropped to 17th in the table. The Wings are at home to Dulwich Hamlet on December 26. And now Tyler Burey played for the under-23s in their fantastic win at home to Cardiff, their 1-0 win. And it seems he might be back at Hartlepool training with them. I'm not too sure, but he got himself into a bit of trouble. So this is from The Sun. It's an exclusive. This is from thesun.co.uk. And let's see what they say. It's the Balloon Buffoon. Mill player Tyler Burey films himself inhaling hippie crack while driving. Mill loanee Tyler Burey films himself appearing. So they said, they put it in quotes at the top. And now they're saying appearing to inhale hippie crack while driving a car on a main road. The midfielder, who's currently on loan to Hartlepool United, posted the video on social media platform Snapchat. It showed him and two friends in a car inhaling the laughing gas through a balloon as they listened to music as the footballer tried to drive and film at the same time. Burey 20 posted the footage on Snapchat before removing it 10 minutes later. A Mill spokesman told The Sun Online the club would launch an immediate internal investigation into the footage. Nitrus Oxide is in line to become illegal as the government cracks down on drug use. It has been a drug of choice for some footballers as it doesn't come up on tests. The drug has been linked to other footballers, including Lacazette, Aubameyang and Jack Grealish. The former AFC Wimbledon attacker has been out of action for months following a severe hamstring injury back in September after scoring 3 times in 7 appearances. Burey posted on Instagram, gutted to have picked up an injury with my start at Hartlepool. Hard to process my feelings into words, but it's just part of the game and you can't control the comeback. Is on and I will be back much stronger. The injury saw Burey return to Millwall to regain his full fitness, but Mill boss Gary Rowett revealed he could be back at Hartlepool as soon as next week. Rowett said he's trained well for the best part of last week and we want him to train this week and play a part in the game on Friday for our under-23s against Cardiff. If he gets through 45 minutes well, then we'll send him back to Hartlepool in the hope that he can go and impact their season. He's been out a long time and it was a serious injury. We don't want to just send him back for 2 or 3 days and be irresponsible. We want to give him part of the game and a little bit more confident that he's fit. Burey's original loan deal was set to expire in January 2020 with a renegotiation expected imminently. Sun Online has contacted Hartlepool for comment and they didn't bother sending anything back. So there you go. So they're saying he did it in the headline, but then the first line is appearing. If you watch this video, what he's got a balloon that's blown up in his mouth. Now, I don't know about this stuff. I haven't done it myself. I haven't seen other people do it. It's not something that I'm interested in. But as far as I understand, you blow it into a balloon and then you take the balloon up to your mouth and then you inhale that. So if you were inhaling it, then the balloon would be going down, but I don't know how quickly. Maybe you have to do it slowly, maybe you have to do it quickly, I'm not too sure. But the balloon in his mouth, in this is a video, but this is still what you're seeing as a still picture from the video, is the balloon doesn't go down. And there's no one's speaking in the video. Well, there's a rap song going on, but no one is speaking. There's no caption on Snapchat that says it's nitrous oxide or whatever. So, for all intents and purposes, it could just be 3 geezers blowing up balloons. Literally, they've got blown up balloons in their mouth. Is there a canister? I didn't see a canister. in the thing. Now the worrying part for me is that he's doing this while driving. I would assume he's on the motorway, and it probably, you get quite fucking bored on the motorway if you got a long stretch to drive along. And this is late at night, so, but there does seem to be a car behind him, not that far behind him. You can see the headlights. So to be doing this on a motorway at night, when you're not the only car on the road, is a bit fucking irresponsible. And I don't know what's with people these days. They keep filming themselves doing stupid shits that's sometimes illegal. No, I don't think this is illegal. Apparently it's illegal to import nitrous oxide with the intent to sell it to people for human consumption, but it's used in other things. I don't know if they do this, but there's like a trope in movies where the dentists use it, and like all these old films of it. I don't know if that's a myth now. Probably dentists don't use it anymore, I assume. Maybe it's just an urban myth, and it was just films that just added it up, because apparently it's laughing gas, and that was like a plot point in a lot of films and stuff and TV shows. They would leave the gas on, and everyone in the dentist room just starts laughing their fucking heads off. But it is illegal to import it and then sell it for human consumption. But what it's used for is in these gas cans that chefs use, top chefs use for like making foams and stuff. If you've seen all this shit on MasterChef, and they do all these flavoured foams and stuff, they use it in that. These whipping canisters, and they can. Someone actually died from using one of them because the canister blew up. I think a French woman killed her. But yeah, so it's not illegal, but why would you film yourself doing that? Now I don't know if he's meant to send this to someone specifically on Snapchat. They say he posted it on Snapchat. Was that like what do you call it, where you post something for everyone? So it's supposed to be direct message to someone, but he's posted it on the normal page, and he knows he fucked up because he deleted it 10 minutes later. So, but my biggest thing is that doing this while driving, even if it isn't nitrous oxide, if it's just a bloody blowing up balloon so you can let it go and then everyone can laugh, just stick it out the window and just let go of it and go wee. Even then, like, what are you doing, and why are you filming yourself doing it? It's like, people, they film themselves doing stupid fucking shit that'll get them in trouble if it comes out. So why do it? It just makes no fucking sense to me. Anyway, so here you go. He's I don't know what the fallout of this is. I don't think anything's gonna happen. I don't know. It wouldn't even be a story unless he fucking filmed it. If he didn't film it and put it up on Snapchat, they wouldn't have found it and made a story out of it. So there you go. That's what happens when you do that kind of shit. You grass yourself up, and the press exists. The press live on Twitter now. They get all their stories from Twitter. That's it. And sometimes the Sun, they'll pay people to send stuff in. So even if you've set your social medias to private and you've got a very small clique of people that can see the stuff you post, there's still someone on there that will take that screenshot, because they don't know who's you won't be able to. There's no watermark on it, so like, oh, this Jeff took this. Jeff took this and sent it to the Sun. You don't know. You got no idea. But so you could have 100 people following you in your little circle that you share fucked up shit with, and they'll just go run into the Sun and get paid out to stitch you up, so they can put stories like this up. But yeah, there you go. Just the biggest thing was just doing this shit while driving, to be honest with you. Like, why? What are you doing, man? What are you doing? So let's move on now. We're going to finish up with this. So this is from millfc.co.uk. Chin Okoli visits Faraday School. And there he is there. If you can't tell which one he is, he's the bigger lad in the middle. That's Chin Okoli. Standout player for the under-23s. I'm sure he had a very good game against Cardiff this past week. Millwall Academy defender Chin Okoli visited Faraday School in Blackwell last Wednesday, 8th of December, for a presentation on gaining success from working hard and overcoming adversity. Chin's inspirational talk was to children of years 4, 5 and 6 at the school, and consisted of a PowerPoint presentation before answering questions from both the children and the school staff. Both the children and staff found Chin to be engaging and humble, and the children really took to him. Danielle Bacanley, PE lead at Faraday School, spoke of Chin's appearance by saying Chin's speech and presentation was really inspiring for the children of Faraday School. He spoke all about the hard work and dedication that comes with being a professional footballer, as well as the importance of education. The children really enjoyed asking him questions at the end, and now know his nickname at training. Faraday School wished Chin and the rest of the Millwall under-18s the best of luck with their FA Youth Cup game on Wednesday. Come on, you Lions. Indeed, that's your little reminder. There is an FA Youth Cup game at Bramall Lane, Sheffield United, on Wednesday. So by the time you're watching this tomorrow, Wednesday, 7 o'clock kickoff. But here you can see all the kids, but one kid's been blanked out, and don't know what these kids, their school uniform, it's all over the shop, isn't it? How many school uniforms have they got? The ones on the left are all in they got like tracksuits and with a hoodie. There's one there with a red t-shirt, one there with like a cardigan vest, one with a V-top. How many different school uniforms they got? All over the shop. But yeah, so there you go. Just wanted to remind you, I was just using that as a gateway to get into this. So Wednesday the 15th of December, Sheffield United versus Millwall. That's under-18s FA Youth Cup, third round, 7 o'clock kickoff. It's £3 to get in on the gate in Yorkshire. If you live up that way, might be of interest to you, maybe not. Now that's a tough game. That is a tough game. That's a long way to go. But if we do manage to get through that tie, either by winning it or getting through on penalties, I think it needs to be settled on the day. There's no replay. Here you go. They've already done the 4th round draw. This isn't the date it will be. This is just a placeholder date. Everton, Goodison Park. If you've never been to see Millwall or a Millwall team at Goodison Park, this might be an opportunity. Sheffield United versus Millwall. One of them will travel to Everton, and the previous game of Everton, they played Fulham. They beat them 3-1. That was played at Goodison Park, so it seems if we get through to that, we'll be away to Everton. Another tough game. It doesn't get any easier when you're at the top level, does it? It does not. So there you go. That's the end of this video. Thank you for watching and goodbye.